Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Color with Donna in Coloritaville. And today's video, which is of course a color and chat, and I am coloring in the Back to the 80s book. It is 1980s fads and fashion coloring book for adults. It is made by Light Burst Media. It's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link down in the description for this book. This book is probably the best 1980s book representation that I have seen. A lot of times they're really corny, but this really touches base on a lot of the different fads and fashions throughout the 1980s. I think it's very true to the 80s. It's got really interesting images inside the book, and I showed this a while back in a flip through. So a full flip through is on the channel if you guys are interested, so you can see that full flip through. I was contacted by Sonya Baton over on Instagram and was asked if I would like to do a buddy color in this book. She just ordered it and just received it herself, and I of course said sure, I would absolutely love to. This is the image that we have chosen to color together, and I just wanted to kind of get started with it today on camera, and then of course I'll finish up the buddy color. But I'm really, really excited to be able to do this with Sonya. Thank you again, Sonya, so much for contacting me and asking if I would be interested in doing a buddy color with you. Of course, the answer was yes, and here we are. So okay, I have my Spree markers here with me at the desk. I do have, of course, some of my other, my Graphic B as well as my Artex skin tones. And what I did is I pulled up a color palette on Google. I just typed in 1980s a color palette, and I chose honestly just the first one that popped up. And so I think I'm going to kind of try to stay close to that palette. I don't really have exact matches in the markers that I'm using, but that's okay. I will figure something out, or something, we'll get it done. I am going to lay me a pad right here so I can kind of check any colors that I just want to kind of dab on there. But okay, so let's us see. I really like this picture. It's got 1983 on her sweater. They're wearing stirrup pants, which was all the rage in the 80s. And even into the really early 90s, I think girls were still wearing those stirrup pants. Okay, so I'm trying to just kind of get an idea here of the color I want to use. First, I'm going to go with 68 turquoise blue, and we'll just get started and work our way through this for a little while together. All right, this is my turquoise blue number 68. I think I'm just going to do her shirt here in this color. So I hope everybody is doing really well. Today is Monday, March 15th. The Ides of March are upon us. So I will have this video up probably tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So that's probably when you guys will be seeing this. So you'll have to let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods, how things are going. Things here are going pretty okie dokie. I pulled that 12-in-1 grill fryer out yesterday, and I air fried a little bit of shrimp just to see how that was going to do. And I used the bake feature on some mozzarella sticks to make sure the bake feature was going to work. It seems to be working great. So now I can box that back up if I want to. I don't have it ready when we make our move over to the camper. I'm still excited about the move, but I'm also really nervous because I think all the, well, what about this and what about that have started to kick in. And so, yeah, my mind's going a mile a minute thinking about, well, how am I going to do this? Or how do I plan to do that? So, but I'll get it all figured out. Everything's going to be okie dokie. Get around these little butterflies here. Okay, and come in right here and around the edge of the butterfly. All right. Oh no, I colored part of the butterfly. That's okay. I should be able to hide it at least a little bit, hopefully. All right, so that is like the base background on her shirt. And then let me see. Really, it's kind of bright. All right, I guess I'll go in with vivid pink. It's the closest I can find to match this other color that I'm looking at. So I'll do the collar. Because any of you who remember the 80s knows that it was a very colorful time. Very, very, very colorful time. Right. Go here and do the little band around the bottom of the like sweatshirt, sweater type thing here. And this is number 6, Vivid Pink, in case I forgot to say that. And this book is printed on just average run-of-the-mill Amazon type paper. So if you've got a really juicy marker, it's soaking that up into that paper. You're not going to be able with markers to do a lot of blending or anything like that on this paper. Of course, I think pencils would work fine, you know, and you could really do some wonderful things as far as blending and shading and things like that with pencils. But with markers, this is that Amazon paper. It's really thin and everything, and it's just going to be really hard to do any type of like blending or shading. But of course, what you can do is you can do your base in marker like this, and you can always go back in with pencils and kind of go over that a little bit to add any shading and things that you would like added in. You can definitely do that with a paper. So, but it's a really good price on this book, I think, especially for the type of images you're getting. You could always take the book apart and scan in the images and make, you know, so you could get a good flat picture and then make your own coloring book with whatever type of paper you wanted to use. I think that would be a really fun thing to do, honestly, because I think you could do a lot with these books. I'm coloring right into the book because my printer's not really working right now anyway, so this is just kind of better for me. Okie dokie dokie now. So let us see. Let me do 65, which is ice blue. 65. Hopefully that's not too dark. Of course, I have to find 65 to use it. There it is. All right, and I'll go in and I think do her pants, her little stare-up pants. With this one. Trying to be careful not to get too close to the lines because I know this ink is going to spread a little bit. So the puppies are doing fine. My pups have not really accepted Desi yet, but they're not as, it's not as tense, I don't think, as it was. And when they're all outdoors, they are kind of starting to run around and play together some. So that's good. I really like the background here in this image because I think it's like, at least what it reminds me of. These are Rubik's Cubes, and this reminds me of the Cubert game, the game Cubert from, oh Lord, what unit was Cubert? Was Cubert Atari? I can't remember. You guys tell me. Was Cubert Atari? I think it was Atari 2600. But I had the Cubert game, and that's what the background in the back really reminds me of, is the little squares in Cubert. So I'm going to have to do some research and find out kind of what colors Cubert was. And I know Cubert himself was like an orange, but I'm talking about the different blocks and things. Because I think it would be really cute to see if maybe I can make that kind of look like a Cubert background with what I said these were, Rubik's Cubes. My brain, guys, I'm telling you, sometimes it just doesn't work well. I had just said the word, and then it was like, oop, gone again. Gary's on all his medications now for the gout in his hands. They called him back, and they did want to go ahead and put him on the other medications that I think they decided that it was so bad and so inflamed that any risk from taking those medications was outweighed by the benefit that the medications could possibly give him. So he's on 2 additional medicines now that is supposed to help lower the uric acids and hopefully end this big flare. And, you know, this gout thing's brand new to him, and it's in his hands, not his feet. I know most people get gout in the foot. So, and I'm having to learn because there's so many different things he's not supposed to eat now. And it's a huge thing because a lot of things that was okay for him to eat, you know, on a diabetic diet is really not okay on a diet for gout. And some things that you can eat for gout is really not okay on a diabetic diet. So we're in a bit of a conundrum here, trying to figure out exactly what he should and should not be eating and things like that. So it's going to be a really interesting time for a while. The edges of these stirrups I'm going to do with that number 6 pink also. There, doesn't her little outfit look cute? I think it's looking cute. All right, so there's her outfit so far. She has one of those big scrunchies up here in her hair. I think I'll do the scrunchie, the darker color here. 65, the ice blue. I think those are pretty good 80s colors there. Now, let's see what I want to do. Her skin tone. I think I'm going to look at the Artex colors here. I can use 322 maybe. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'll check it when I get it out and tell you the name, but I need to find it. I mean, come on. There's not very many in this box, you know? There it is. Okay. I mean, there's 36 in the box. Oh, so I don't know what the name of it is. It's not on the marker. So it's 322. And we'll see how it looks as a skin tone. Yeah, I think that's going to look okay. Trying to get into her lips because I probably want to color them. Okay. So yeah, I think this is going to look good. Yeah. All right. So let's get the rest of her skin tone done. I just realized that that could have been the top of the tennis shoes that I colored with that dark pink down there at the bottom. Or maybe even her sock or her leg. I don't know. Either way, it looks fine. It looks fine. But for some reason, I was thinking it was like a rib or whatever around the stirrup. I'm sure some of you are probably going, Donna, that's not right. But it's okay. The colors look fine together. So there's that. So today I'm washing all the bed clothes and things and getting the dog beds washed. And so all of those will be nice and clean. I don't like the smell of dog. You know how you go into some people's homes and you can just smell the animal really bad. So I try to keep the animals. I'll use like spray deodorants and things on the animals, on the dogs themselves. And then I wash their bedding pretty frequently. And of course, they get baths as well. So, okay, let's see. Let's do 313 as a, maybe as a lip color. Maybe. I don't want her makeup to be too crazy. Of course, I think I did a little bit too much of that lip there. Oh, well. It's okie dokie dokie dokie. Oh, goodness. I don't know. 2 here on her eyes. There. Okay. I went a little too far over on that lip, so I don't really know what to do to fix it. Probably just leave it the way it is, huh? That would probably be the smart thing to do. Okay, let me look at her hair. She looks like, I actually think I'm going to use 21 terracotta for her hair. Like a reddish brown. I'll bring you guys in just a little if you want to. Okay. So anyway, I'm washing all the bed things today. So my bedding, their bedding, I swept and I mopped first thing this morning. So how's daylight savings time treating y'all? Georgia is wanting to completely do away with daylight savings time. It did not get signed into law before the time change. So if our governor signs it, we'll just never go back into daylight savings time again. At the end of daylight savings time, this time, when we fall back, we'll never spring forward again. I think I would rather keep daylight savings time and do away with standard time. I don't know. Of course, I've never really had a huge problem with the time changes either. It's never bothered me all that bad. So I would just be happy with keeping things the way they are. But it's beginning to look like that's not going to happen. So, okay. I don't know. I may end up going back in and playing with her skin tone some more. We'll see. All right, what color do I want her little nails to be? And I always use this vivid pink and bring it, she's accessorized with her nails can match her outfit. There we go. All right, I'm gonna start. Before I do her purse or her butterflies on, I think I'm gonna go ahead and move over and start on this cute little girl next to her, and see what skin tone I want to use on her, and we can go ahead and get that one knocked out. I think maybe I'll use 305 on her. 305. 305. It looks okay. I thought it looked kind of dark on the marker, but seems like her hands is a little big. I don't know. Does it seem that way to you guys? It looks like this hand's a little big for the picture. Of course, she's got big old hands over here too. So, what do they say about chicks with big hands? They wear big gloves. All right. A hand here. Okay. Her shoulder. Oh, but I was telling you guys about cooking. I think that thing cooked very well, to be honest. So I was impressed. I think it's going to work out really great. That 12-in-1 grill fryer thing. So I'm excited to have it. I did tell Gary last night that I thought I wanted to go over and start doing a few things over at the property, and I think he kind of gave me his blessing on that, so that's good. Okay. All right, now yeah, I think I'm going to go with some colorful socks on her too. If I change my mind, I'll come back and fix it, but like at the bottom of her stirrups, her stirrup pants. All right. I just don't want to go too crazy with makeup or anything like that. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So I think she's more of a, what do you guys think? You think she's probably a, well, she's got really dark eyebrows. Of course, to be honest, I think pretty much everybody did back in the day. So let's do 31. It's the deep yellow, or dark yellow. But I think it'll do okay for hair. Ooh, puppies are having a conniption fit. The trash runs today, so I think they're out there picking up the trash on the street. And the dogs just started barking. It's going to start raining again today. Yay, right? I'm so over all this rain. I don't know if we're about to get cold weather. Generally, every time it rains, it's been getting kind of cold. So I'm not sure what the weather is about to do after the rain we get. But yeah. Oh, and guess what, guys? You're going to be so proud of me. I finally took my Christmas tree down a few days ago. So it's no longer Christmas in the Norton household. I told Gary about a week or so ago, I said, I want to have that Christmas tree up before St. Patrick's Day. So I did manage to get it up before St. Patty's Day. That is the longest I have ever had a tree. But every day that Gary was off and could like help me lift boxes up into the area where we store it, because it's really high up on a loft in the little shed barn thing. Every time he was off that we could do that, it was raining. It was raining. And the other day when he's like, it's going to start back raining day after tomorrow, I was like, oh, got to do this now. Now, he ended up getting home late from what he was doing. So the boxes are still stacked in the living room, but everything is packed up. So it hasn't made it out to the storage building yet, but it's not up anymore either. So yay. I was so over it. So over it. And, you know, we've been really, all of us have been like sick constantly. And it's just been something between rain and bad weather and being under the weather and all of those things. It was just making it impossible to get a time to try to get all of that stuff put away. So I'm very happy it's done. Okay. Now, let me imagine how I want this shirt and these pants. I think I'm going to go with a purple, maybe. 75 dark violet light. And I'll do her shirt this color. I miss the 80s. I'm always wondering if and when those are ever going to really make a comeback. You know, the big, bold, bright colors and everything. And I don't miss stirrup pants, but I personally never liked them. I had some, but I was not a fan. Truly. They would irritate the bottom of my feet so bad. Gary's sister, Michelle, we were friends back in the day too, and she wore stirrup pants almost exclusively. And, you know, she was tall and skinny, and they looked really good on her. So I really didn't have the body for the stirrup pants. I was a little chubbier, and even when I was at my skinniest, I felt they looked weird on me. So did you guys wear stirrup pants? What do you remember most from the 80s? I had a couple pairs of jams. Do you guys remember jams? They had them in like shorts and capris. They were called jams. They were just colorful and bright and everything. And I had those. They had like a string, I think, type closure also maybe. Those were pretty cool. And I loved wearing oversized shirts because that's kind of what these are. Oh, and you know what? I just realized that's part of her shirt. That's not her purse. She's got her shirt tied up, so I'm going to have to pull these colors back out and work on that. You know, but this was the cool thing. We had these shirt ties like this that we would get big oversized shirts and cinch them up with these shirt ties. And it was so cool. I loved it. Several years back, I found one of those shirt ties over at my mom's in a drawer. We were looking through some things and I pulled that out and I was like, oh, I remember this. And my mom's like, what was that for? And I was like, oh, you don't remember? It was like my shirt pull tie thing. And I reminded her how it worked. And she was like, oh, yes, I remember those. I don't know why I was thinking that was a little purse or something hanging off Chickadee's side over there. It's not. It's her shirt. I'll go back and fix it. Let me do that like right now. I'm gonna have to remember the colors. 68. But it also has that little border around the shirt. So oh boy. Okay, and then I need that pink that I was using. I think that's part of the butterfly. I think that's going to be part of the butterfly right there. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So we're back over here. So let me see. Let me pull out Cerulean Blue 63. Maybe. Do these little border around the top of her shirt. And on her bottom here, on the arm. Okay, so got that. And then maybe use 67 pastel blue. Oh no, I don't think so. I had a better idea. Let's use 7 pastel rose. 7. Okay. Yeah. Can't wait to see what Sonya does with hers also. All right, and then I think I may stay with a pastel rose for her pants also. You know, we were kind of gaudy back in the 80s, but we still coordinated a little bit. At least that's how I like to remember it. So we'll use pastel rose for her pants, for her little starrett pants. Did anyone else purchase this book? If you did, and you might want to do a buddy color also, let me know. I'll be up for another one. Or, you know, if you guys are ever interested in doing buddy colors in any books that I have that you also have, just let me know. I'd be happy to buddy color with others for sure. I've enjoyed the couple, you know, the few buddy colors that I have done. I've really enjoyed them. They've been a lot of fun. Oh, there goes my local little rooster again. The neighborhood nuisance. Just annoying. Sorry, I'm being so quiet. Just really don't have a lot to say today. It's kind of unusual for me too. Get these pants done. You guys were out of frame there for a second, weren't you? Sorry about that. All right. Almost done with these pants here. Hopefully the background turns out okay. But I mean, that's what it reminds me of, is it reminds me of the Cubert board. I'm just going to have to pull up some Cubert pictures and kind of see if I'm correct on that. But I know these are Rubik's Cubes at the bottom, and that's definitely how I'm going to color that, is as the Rubik's Cube. It's going to take a while probably to get all of those little blocks in the background and on the Rubik's Cube colored. But it'll be fun. Okay. I guess that's the inside of that too, right there. Alrighty then. Questioning. Truly, I think there needs to be some of this further down in the picture. I think that would be kind of 80s like too. I used to love going to the beach on vacations back in the 80s and early 90s and getting airbrushed shirts. Do you guys remember getting airbrushed shirts and things? It was fun. So much fun. Oh, and I had a Swatch watch too, and I used to love my Swatch watch. Oh, I guess I messed up on that. There was another line. Oh well, it's fine. No big deal. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But there's just something about this that just kind of reminds me of an airbrush shirt. You know, they would airbrush palm trees and ocean and all that kind of stuff on shirts for us on vacation and things. And do any of you guys still have any of your airbrush shirts? I don't. It would be really neat if I still had some of those. And you guys remember when MC Hammer's song Can't Touch This was hugely popular? We went to Panama City Beach, and by that point I was working, had a job, had my own money. And I just realized that this goes all the way across, and this is weird. I purchased an airbrush shirt on that trip, and I know this was kind of risque and bad, I guess, but I had a job, and I paid for it with my own money, but I was still a teenager, so my parents had a bit of an issue with it, but I mean, oh well, it was what it was. I had two hands, like across the breast area, and I got the shirt and I got a matching pair of shorts. And on the like butt of the shorts, I had two handprints also. And it had "Can't Touch This" airbrushed across like the hands. It was kind of actually kind of cool. So I told Mom and Dad, I said, I don't know what you're upset about because it says "Can't Touch This." You guys should actually be a little proud. Yeah. They gave me some speech about how it still brings attention to and all of that. So it got to the point I pretty much only wore it at home. Oh, I actually like that for the 1983 too, to be honest. Whew. $1983. Those were the days. 32, deep yellow for the sun here. And let's do the palm tree. 47. Yeah, markers laying all over the place. All right. Looks pretty cool. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. 103, which is my potato brown, if I can find it. Okay, there it is. Ooh, wrong end. There we go. And the purple I used was 75. I told you guys, I think I want to just make these socks because we used to wear colorful socks even underneath the stirrups sometimes. So, and I knew some girls that will wear those big poofy socks, you know, that came up, the scrunch socks, even like over sometimes. So, yep. All right. So here's where we are at, and it is 47 minutes. So we're getting really close to an hour. So I'm going to stop for now, and I'll continue to work on this. And please tune in at the end of the month video so you can see my finished page as well as Sonya's. Thank you again, Sonya, so much for asking me to buddy color this with you. I'm having a grand old time. I'm really enjoying this a lot. So yeah, so there'll be links down in the description to this book as well as to the Spree 128 markers over on Amazon. All things Coloritaville are linked in the description below. My Instagram is also there, and this picture will be on Instagram probably even before the end of the month video. So tune in there to see that. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. We are quickly approaching 3,000 subscribers. We have about 100 subscribers left to go. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I appreciate you. And of course, those of you who have stuck beside me from the very beginning, thank you. I love you all beyond measure. So I will see you guys in my next video. Until next time, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.